She flies with her own wings. Oregon's state motto, aptly representing the tradition of independent spirit that is Oregon, setting precedents for the nation with the Public Beach Access Bill, the Bottle Bill, recall of public officials, statewide voter registration, and the first celebration of Labor Day. With the passing of Measure 80, we can lead our nation in a sane and responsible direction with intelligent legislation regulating adult use of marijuana. I'm Trish Morningstar, a marijuana rights activist for the decriminalization of both medicinal and adult use of marijuana everywhere. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you today. I'm a law-abiding citizen, U.S. citizen, the daughter of a highly decorated Purple Heart veteran and a London War bride naturalized citizen, parents serving our country for 30 years in the U.S. Army, an all-American baby boomer, educated white woman of privilege, sister of a Vietnam veteran helicopter pilot, former wife of Vietnam veteran helicopter pilot, single mother of 4 grown sons, stepmother of 3 grown sons, and grandmother. I'm an elderflower child and survivor thriver, living with a diagnosis of chronic PTSD from traumas not to be discussed here today. And yes, a woman who flies with her own wings. There is much information available on post-traumatic stress disorder, and lately, tragically, because of the Iraq and Afghanistan wars, this subject has been receiving more much-needed attention in helping our veterans who have sacrificed so much in their willingness to be of service to our country. As a sister of a Viet vet on full disability for PTSD, I am appalled by this continual lack of compassion towards many, veteran and non-veteran, whose challenging symptoms could and can be somewhat relieved by the occasional use of marijuana, without that being a crime. As a woman diagnosed and treated for chronic PTSD for several traumatic events in my lifetime, I know only too well the dilemma of available medicine that can relieve the occasional rises in anxiety that I experience, and the lack of availability to me due to the fact that PTSD is still not an accepted diagnosis for a medical marijuana card in Oregon, and to otherwise obtain marijuana as a responsible adult is illegal in Oregon due to current laws. Living with PTSD is an ongoing life experience, and I am grateful to have learned that it can affect judgments in realms of self-preservation, as in understanding my ill-informed involvement in planting my outdoor organic garden 7 years ago on my property. The trauma of raid, arrest, court dates, and sentencing of conviction and subsequent events were astounding to me for what I thought was an act of civil disobedience. But clearly, I am not a victim here. I manage my health with a warrior spirit, as I am fierce in taking the best care of myself with optimal nutrition, exercise, lifestyle choices, and a passion for living my life to the fullest. I dance, sing, teach, perform, enjoying my life as artist, mother, and grandmother. And yes, I know the difference between being nervous in front of a group of folks on the steps of the Capitol and a trigger with PTSD. 7 years ago, I added another title to my herstory that designates severe negativity to my identity, something I would never have imagined possible. But it was and is. Convicted Class A felon by the state of Oregon. Priors, none. Since conviction, none. I received this conviction due to my growing marijuana, a controlled substance referred to in the law as manufactured substance, in an outdoor garden on my property for myself, as I attempted to obtain a medical marijuana card and also be a caregiver for others unable to grow their own medical marijuana. I was naive in my thinking that at the worst I was committing an act of civil disobedience. I was wrong, very wrong with this decision. The story is chronic, pun intended, but the severity of my conviction is no laughing matter. The severity of my conviction is due to my unwillingness to name anyone other than myself in my gardening endeavors. For this lack of cooperation, I accepted the inexpugnable conviction which continues to challenge me in employment and many areas of my life today. I am still unable to use any marijuana at all due to this conviction, now or any time since the raid and confiscation of the little bit of occasional use marijuana, less than a half an ounce, that I kept for the rare but severe flare-ups of the PTSD. Pharmaceuticals and their side effects are not an option for me as medicine to help with occasional bouts of extreme anxiety associated with PTSD. I am grateful I was not imprisoned for my beautiful plants, which could have provided medicine for me and 4 to 5 others needing its help. Naive in this too. It stuns me still to think of myself in such a combination of phrases that include me and prison in any context. Prison is where most convicted felons, Class A felons, reside. Murderers, kidnappers, rapists, armed robbers. A chilling and triggering thought, for sure, and bizarre irony. Due to my conviction, I cannot use any controlled substance without the risk of losing my freedom. Marijuana is unavailable to me medicinally or as a responsible adult. I can legally obtain a medical marijuana card in Oregon as a clean, convicted felon, but not for what I need it for, PTSD. I have no other health issues, so I am not compromising my personal integrity in this regard either. To risk using marijuana to ease occasional PTSD anxiety is a major trigger for the PTSD. Related to the aforementioned word, prison. How many of us are there living with a serious medical condition, denied the compassion for use of an available medicine that is a criminal offense nationwide? I ask you to educate yourselves, encourage all you know to do the same, wherever and whenever possible, for the compassionate and sane legalization of marijuana. With the passing of Measure 80, the need for a medical marijuana card for people with PTSD will not be necessary, and our efforts of serving our communities can be focused on other challenges. Vote yes for Measure 80. Thank you for your time, energies, efforts, and support. And remember our Oregonian heritage. She flies with her own wings.